Bhanu, Pharmacy Tutorials. Dear students, today uh, I'm gonna talk on a sensory receptors or special sensory organs or sensory receptors. These are sensory organs which are recognized to receive input, generate receptor and potentials, and with enough summation to generate action. Potentials in the neurons, they are the part of synapse, means these are the receptors which are helped to give the sensation of the outer environment, which helps in the communication with the outer environment with our inner environment. There are five types of sensory receptors. Based on the type of stimuli, they detect the following receptors, such as mechanoreceptors, thermoreceptors, pain receptors. Fourth one is chemoreceptors, and fifth one is photoreceptors. What are mechanoreceptors? These are the receptors which are generate the mechanical impulse to the brain. Thus, they cause the sensation of the outer environmental stimulus. These are pressure receptors, stretch receptor, and specialized mechanoreceptors which involved in the movement and balance. And then second one is thermoreceptors. These are the receptors which give the sensation of either heat or cold or pain, like skin and viscera respond to both the external and internal temperature. And third one is pain receptors. These are stimulated by lack of oxygen in the area of the specific area. These are chemicals released from the damaged cells and inflammatory cells, means they give the sense of pain. These are nothing but pain receptor. Fourth one is chemoreceptors. These are also the receptors which detect changes in the level of oxygen, carbon dioxide and hydrogen ions, and also pH, as well as chemicals that stimulate the taste and smell receptor. Fifth one is photoreceptors. These are stimulated by light. What are the distribution of these receptors in our body? These are sensory special senses mediated by relatively complex sense organs of the head, inverted by cranial nerves such as vision, hearing, equilibrium, taste, and smells. Means these special sense are followed by cranial nerves which are situated in the brain, which helps with the sensation of these following senses. First one special sense is taste, which is sense occurred by the help of tongue. This tongue contains the taste receptors. Second one is smell. Smell, it is smelled by nose, means this nose contains olfactory system. With the help of olfactory receptors, we can sense the smell of our outer environment. Third one is hearing. Hearing and equilibrium, these both are important function of ear. We can equilibrium our body with the help of ear. This is also third special sense. Fourth one is vision. Vision is we can make sense of any picture with the help of eye. This is vision. This is the fourth special sense. Fifth one is touch and pain, which is followed by skin. We're gonna talk on first special sense organ is tongue. The tongue is a muscular organ in our mouth. The tongue is covered with a moist pink tissue called mucosa. Means tongue is, what is tongue? Tongue, it is nothing but a muscular organ which is situated in our oral cavity or mouth. It is, the tongue is covered with a moist pink tissue called mucosa. The outer covering of the tongue is nothing but mucosa. The further mucosa containing tiny bumps. These are called papillae. Give the tongue its rough texture. Means the texture of the rough texture of tongue is occurred by these tiny bumps. These are nothing but papillae, which give the rough texture of the tongue. And thousands of taste buds cover the surface of the papillae. The papillae, which is covered by thousands of taste buds. These are nothing but which gives different types of taste. Next, every taste bud detect five primary tastes. Means our tongue on the pink mucosa of the tongue, which is contains a different type of taste bud. These are followed by, first one is sour. You can see here, this is the sour, and next one is sweet. Sweet is it is present. These taste buds are present at the tip of this tongue. Third one is bitter taste, which is present behind the umami taste bud. Next is salty, and next is umami salt of a certain acids, for example monosodium glutamate or SMG. If you see the structure of this tongue, the mucosa covering the upper surface of the tongue is thrown into numerous projections called as lingual papillae. As I mentioned before, these are the tiny outgrowths or tiny projections. These are nothing but papillae. These are thrown into numerous projections called as lingual papillae. It is known as lingual papillae because lingual is nothing but tongue. These papillae is present on tongue, hence the name is lingual papillae. These are followed by four types of papillae. Means the four types of papillae, these are situated on tongue. These are fungiform papillae. First one is fungiform, second one is filiform papillae, and third one is circumvallate papillae, and fourth one is foliate papillae. The fungiform is nothing but mushroom like, it looks like mushroom, hence the name is fungiform. And second one is filiform papillae. You can see on this picture, filiform papillae, it is looks like a thread or elongated structure. It is known as filiform papillae. Third one is circumvallate papillae. Circumvallate papillae is circular in structure. You can see it is bigger in structure, circular dots on the tongue. This is known as circumvallate papillae. Fourth one is foliate papillae. You can see here, and the lateral end of the edge of the tongue is the foliate papillae. And this is the enlarged structure of these taste buds. Means these all the papillae contains numerous taste buds. This is the enlarged structure of these papillae. The explanation of this filiform papillae means the filiform papillae are most common. They are keratinized and in the living they look like a white. Means you can observe on your own tongue. Means there is a on the tongue there is a white covering. It looks like a white, which is keratinized, hence look like a white. And second one, fungiform papillae are not keratinized but highly vascularized. Means and the second one is fungiform, means these second papillae which is highly vascularized, hence they looks like a red in color. They are look red, hence most of the fungiform papillae have some taste buds. Means most of the taste buds are situated on this papillae. What is this? This is fungiform papillae. And third one is circumvallate papillae. Circumvallate papillae have the taste bud in the medial wall of the cleft. Means the cleft is nothing but upper part of the mouth. This is known as cleft. These are present middle of the cleft. Means all the circumvallate papillae are present on the middle of the cleft. The papillae are larger than the other two types of papillae. Means as I told before, these are larger in size compared to these two papillae. Okay. Next, fourth one is the foliate papillae, which are very uncommon in human beings. And this is the mechanism of tasting. You can see here. And this is the animation of the here the food particles are perceived by these filiform or thread-like structures of this papillae, or this is the taste receptor or taste bud. You can say taste bud. This is the enlarged structure of taste bud here. These are the different type of food particles which are going to brain to this receptor, which the brain can detect the smell. Not smell. They can detect the different types of taste. And the next one is nose. What is nose? You can see here. Nose is nothing but the prominent structure between the eyes that serves as the entrance to the respiratory tract and contains the olfactory organs. Means it is nothing but prominent structure between two eyes. Serves as what? Entrance to the respiratory tract and contains olfactory organs. Means these olfactory, as I mentioned before, olfactory organ is nothing but nose. It contains olfactory organ. The further it contains olfactory receptors. These provide next to the it contains olfactory. It contains olfactory organ. It provides air for respiration and serves the sense of smell. Through this receptor we can detect the different types of smell to the which are present outside the environment. The conditions the air by filtering, and also it not only smell, it can functions like conditions the air by filtering and warming and moistening it, and cleanse itself of foreign debris extracted from inhalation. Okay. Means nose is not only specified for smell but also for the respiration. Not only respiration by filtering air, and which keeps which cleanses itself for foreign debris extracted from the inhalation. While we inhale, we can inhale some dust. Then these nose can help to cleanse itself. Next to smell receptor. What are olfactory receptor or smell receptor? These are nothing but seen receptor human able to detect thousands of different smells. Like olfactory receptor occupies stem sized area in the roof of nasal cavity. As I said before here, this is the roof of nasal cavity, which where the olfactory receptors are situated on this roof of nose. Next, the hollow space inside the nose, the tiny hairs made of nerve fibers. You can see here tiny hairs which are made of nerve fibers. These are nerve fibers. They further help to perceive the smell particles to for the next detection. If a smell formed by chemicals in the air, it dissolves in the mucus, the hair absorbs it and excites olfactory receptor. Means these hairs which are situated in the nasal cavity, if the smell form a chemical like food or something like these air can dissolve in this mucus, the hair absorb it and excite your olfactory receptor. Means this the hair can absorb, later we can detect the smell. What are the physiology of smell or olfaction? Olfaction is about smelling. The process of olfaction involves the conversion of chemical stimulus and odorant into electrical signal, which is sent to brain for the interpretation. Means it is not a process of olfaction involves the conversion. What is conversion of chemical stimulus? Like chemicals of an outer environment which are present the outside. These stimulus like odorant and electrical which into electrical signal sent to the brain for the interpretation. Means these chemicals, this is a process of interconversion of chemical stimulus into electrical impulse which are sent to the brain for the interpretation. Means which can detect the smell. Each olfactory next step is each olfactory neuron has one odor receptor. Means these olfactory, there are thousands, as I mentioned before, there are thousands of olfactory receptors which are different of odor receptor are present on these olfactory receptors. Next, third step is microscopic molecule released by the substance around us, like whether it is food particle or flowers or perfume fragrance. These stimulate the receptor. Means the microscopic molecules present in this environment, like you can see on the food or any air or fragrance or food and perfume or fragrance. These stimulate these receptor. What receptor? These are olfactory receptor. They can help the stimulation of this receptor. Means these particles, microscopic particles, helps in stimulation of this chemical substance into electrical impulse. Thus we can, next the step is once the neuron detect the molecules. Means these microscopic molecules, once they are detected by our neurons, they send a message to our brain which identify the smells. Means once the microscopic molecules are perceived by our brain, the smell is detected. These are stored in our memory source for our lifespan. This is the physiology of olfaction. You can see here, this is the microscopic particles which are coming here. These are perceived by these olfactory receptor. Thus they send these chemical converted into electrical impulse which are sent to brain. Thus the brain detects the smell or identifies the smell.